Dear students, today we will further talk about traditional file structures, and more specifically we will be focusing on indexed files and how indexes are made in the index files, and that then has become an important part or concept in database systems nowadays. So why we need indexed files? When information need to be retrieved in a sequence, so sequential file is fine, as we have discussed. However, when one want to retrieve in unpredictable manner, so for example, you do not want to retrieve in a sequence, you want to retrieve in a particular record. So for example, if your company has an employee record of 1000 employees, so if you want to read employee number, for example 50, so this means you need to read first, second, third, fourth until 50. So what I am focusing or saying that you want to jump to that particular 50th employee directly and want to access that thing immediately without going in a sequence. So let's have an example. So we have the same file which we were discussing in the previous example, which have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 employees, and all of those 8 employees have different data. And for example, we are interested that this data is stored in, for example, in secondary storage in magnetic tape, and we are interested that this employee number 1, where it has been stored. So we want the address of this particular sector and track, and where this has been stored, the starting address. So if we consider that all of these character takes 1 byte, so this means if this address is 1 at the start, so the next employee will start from 32, and next would be 32 plus 31, which is 63, and so on. So it is straightforward, but you know that in drives the address doesn't start from 1. It is a hexadecimal or a long address having multiple bit patterns. So we need such information to be stored somewhere. So for example, if we make such a table which have that employee 1 is being stored at this address AA001101ED. So this is the address where employee number 1 is stored, and suppose this AA is the sector information, and from 00 it is the track information, and so on. So this means that whenever we are interested to retrieve the employee record 1, we will look into this table which is shown over here, and we will go directly to that particular location. For example, this location is somewhere here, and we will start picking record from here. So if you are going to retrieve employee number 4, so you will go into this table, and in this table you will see this address, and suppose this address is somewhere here, so you will start moving into that direction. So this particular table which we have created is basically called the index, which told that where each of the record is saved at the drives. So how index and index file storage is maintained? So in the mass storage you have the indexed file and you have the index as well. So I mean from index is the table which I have shown into the previous slide. So whenever you want to retrieve this file, first of all we need to read this index and need to put this index into the main memory, and then main memory will tell you that which employee is stored or which record is stored where. So you will find that address and then you will go into that particular location to get that information. So index is transferred to main memory when the index file is opened, and index is stored in mass storage as a separate file. So let's summarize today's module. We have learned about very popular and common concept in traditional file storage and in database systems as well, the index, and what are the index files and why we need index files. We have discussed an example and how index storage and retrieval is performed.